everybody has a supplement or some cream or glass stir rod or fasting protocol or diet protocol or pill or whatever, powder, magic goat blood root, whatever the hell you guys buy into. But there are certain things that actually will extend your life. And when I say extend your life, not just lifespan, because being hooked up to a machine for 30 years is not living. I spent 3 months connected to an oxygen machine. It was the hardest thing. I tried to go out for dinner with my wife and kids. We went to this restaurant and I remember I had to sit there. Fuck, it was terrible, man. I really tried. I couldn't even have a conversation with my family because I had to keep an oxygen sat monitor with me all the time. And I could only have little bursts of conversation until my system would catch up to the oxygen depletion that I had. And I can't do two things. I can't chase gimmicks, and the internet is full of it. All of you guys fall for these gimmicks because they're cheap, they're colorful, they're flashy, it looks like a bag of Skittles, or some influencer says they're really great, or number two is they're poison. They're not going to help you. But if there was something that actually worked that changed your system for a lifetime, sign me up. Like I need you to, so I'm going to talk about 3 things that I think honestly everybody should take forever. And I realize I've talked about forever peptides, my forever list, but also understand that my list is going to constantly evolve the more knowledge I acquire and the better versed I become at understanding the impact long-term with everything that I explained to you guys. I think pigeonholing myself into some place where I'm anchored to dated knowledge is exactly part of the problem right now, because people get offended. They get angry because their knowledge is challenged, but their knowledge is dated. I keep upgrading and updating, so I keep giving you the latest and greatest stuff. And I want you to understand that. Think about yourself. If you woke up with less fatigue, more cognitive ability, smarter, higher energy, stronger, faster, healed faster, in fact, very rarely got sick or injured, like, why would those not be things that you should do? And you are indoctrinated. I had this conversation with my daughter. You're indoctrinated with ways to stay broke and unhealthy and alone, and being told that's the norm and you just have to accept it. Fuck that. Listen, stop optimizing for 3% gains. I'll just leave it at that. You're leaving 97% on the table because you're scared of a needle or blue piss. I'm going to talk about Methylene Blue, MOTS-C, and BPC 157. And there's a reason, because this is the ultimate upgrade. I really believe it. I feel so good all the time. And before somebody goes, well, what about cancer? I read about cancer. The easiest way to scare you guys, I should touch my nose a bunch, because then somebody will be like, oh, he's lying. See, he's lying. There, I'm going to keep touching my nose. For all you fucking people out there that are like, see, he's touching his nose. That means he's lying. It's a psychological thing. He can't stop it. That's why. There you go. You guys are just weird. You look for reasons to discredit something that not because it doesn't work, because it goes against what you've been taught and what you've been indoctrinated with. It's like you spend your day in a re-education camp, and the re-education camp is social fucking media. It's the medical system. It's the pharmaceutical system. It's the government system. Screw all of that. You guys need to start looking out for yourself and going, how do I maximize the one precious life that I have, that God has given me, so I can go do all the things that I am called to do? I am called to do this. I fought against it. You want to know why I got back into healthcare? Because for the longest time I fought against it. I didn't want to do it. And I hated it. You really know why I don't like it? Because most of you guys don't listen, and it pisses me off, because I bleed for you guys, and people just still, I don't know. What about this? What about, I had this, like I told you, these people get in my DMs. What about cancer? I know on good authority that it causes cancer. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Show me the study where a peptide caused and killed anybody. It didn't. I don't care if you're going to bring up the MK677 study. I already addressed it, proved it wrong, and showed you exactly why it's bullshit. I also proved that the study by Basarius with testosterone is just pure bullshit. And they left out it was such a poorly done study that they actually pulled it. And then they proved all the things that made testosterone fantastic and that everybody should be on it. Like, I could do this all day because I come out here and I actually give a shit about you. So stop leaving 3% of your gains, or stop optimizing, setting yourself up for only 3% of gains and leaving 97% on the table all the time because you're afraid of what some indoctrination has told you. So you run to the health store and buy some garbage, or you sign up with some weird program that Brecca has or whoever else is doing it because you think they're going to make you healthy. I don't understand. You want real information? Absolutely. Sign up for the black card. Go to support at SpartanArmyLLC. Amber Kane is my executive assistant. She is a badass. She's like my bouncer. And if you static her, she won't even acknowledge you, number one. Number two is, if you go, what else do I get with it? What can I do? Is it refundable? Can I do this? She will also ignore you. The Black Card is a place that you go to get all your information from me directly. And everything's in there. Protocols, a VIP community, a Q&A that you get every single damn Monday. And I stay on and I answer every question you've got. I don't care what it is. You ask anybody that's in the group and they will tell you that it is a godsend to be in that group. And it's not to be arrogant. It's to have a giant ego that I've got, that I know damn I'm exceptional at helping you guys because I fucking care. But you want to join? There you go. It is. I told you already. You want to join? Click the link below. It's not free. You're not even close. And if you are too cheap to put money into your health, or you don't think it's worth it, then I don't think you're worth it either. Because you'll go out and you'll spend a ton of money on a truck or a car or a house. And that's fine. People, you got to live, you got to drive, you got to get to work. Yeah, you got to be alive to do all that. You got to be healthy to do all that. So go down to the machine that allows you to do everything else in your life. I'll wait. And that's the one thing you guys don't spend your time, money, and energy on. Twits. You have a doctor here that genuinely cares about you. Genuinely. I don't know 99.9% of you guys, but I care because I care about mankind and humanity. Because 4 years ago, when I rolled out of that hospital in a stupid wheelchair with everybody people wishing me death. What is wrong with you people? There's some people that have done me so dirty that have cost me millions and time and almost my life. Like the doctors and the healthcare workers at the hospital that I was in, who were trying to vaccinate me, trying to get me to keep taking remdesivir, that I would be dead if it wasn't for my wife. And they kept arguing. They wrote in my chart, non-compliant, combative. Wife did research on the internet. That was all kinds of garbage. You know what? I hope you hear this one day, all of you people that tried to kill me, fuck you. Fuck you all. Your job, above all, do no harm, and all you do is harm. I got no stomach for you guys. There's a special circle in hell just for you. For everybody else that wants to be better, wants to have a great life, I got you. I got you all day, man. But you got to stop being scared of a needle and maybe some blue piss. Your body isn't a temple. It's not. It's a factory. It's a factory. And right now it is crumbling and it's inefficient. And it's this underperforming facility that is running on a manual from 1912. Management is lazy. The machinery is leaking and squeaking and breaking, and gears are snapping off, and the energy costs are through the friggin' roof. I'm not going to explain how to put a new coat of paint on this thing. I'm not going to tell you how to sprinkle up a turd. I need you to understand, you need to have a hostile takeover of your own biology and install an entirely new system of leadership, upgrade all the operating systems, and fire every single underperforming part you've got in your body. You need to deploy in your health. I got to tell you this, you got to deploy in your health a trifecta of dominance that is so powerful that it makes everything else look like a giant placebo carnival, because it is. I'll give you 3 things that you can take pretty much for the rest of your, I will even go over exactly how to do it. How about that? Even though it goes against everything inside me, because yeah, you should be in the Black Card membership. You should. Because if you want to know how badass it is, listen to what I talk about here and then times it by 10. It's the only community that you can actually ask questions and get answers from a doc that gives a shit, that's going to make sure you get the right answer. Not some, hey, but buy my product. You know how many times I pitch my product in my own community? Zero, none. Nothing. I very rarely pitch my stuff anyway. Buy at Elite, don't buy Elite at Elite. Join the Black Card, don't join the Black Card. That's on you. I come out here because I care. So this isn't some stack. Oh, and I have to say this part because this is the freedom we live in. We're touching my nose. I'm probably lying again. You guys are fucking weird. This isn't meant to treat, diagnose, cure, prescribe, advise, triage, whatever else you want to come up with. It's only educational, entertaining, and purely hypothetical. We good? All right, now let's get to real work. This isn't some stack. This is like an operating system upgrade. It has 3. And if you go, which one can I take if I could only take one? If you think that, ball up your fist, punch yourself in the eye repeatedly until you black out. Because I'm giving you all 3 because they're synergistic. They work together for a reason. They are 3 non-negotiable components: Methylene Blue, MOTS-C, and BPC 157. I will explain exactly why you need to do all 3 and why they are game-changing. I haven't felt this good. I feel like I am 25. I know I look like I'm only 22, but hey, I feel like I'm 25. I feel friggin' amazing. I'm strong, I'm fast, I'm powerful, I'm lean, I'm athletic. Everything works when it needs to work, whether it's in the bedroom or in my life or my mindset. My cognition is sharp. I get smarter and sharper every fucking day. And it's because I'm taking care of the machine. It's not some magic. See, that's the thing. If I stopped any peptide, anything I take, the 1876 dye that I take every day, the Methylene Blue, right? That was my signal for a dropper, by the way. This is the universal sign language for dropper, if you didn't know. Totally making that up. But if I stopped all that, the results are permanent. The results are done. It changes the system. So I'm not telling you to stop taking anything. I'm not telling you to start taking anything. I'm telling you to look at the machine that you're piloting around and understand how can you make it operate at the best and strongest and most efficient possible way for the longest amount of time on your planet, on this planet, so you can enjoy everything and do all the things that you were called to do. So let me explain mechanics, not the whatever the insta magic that you see. I'm tired of the bullshit that I'm tired of what they're selling you. Again, I'm not giving you an affiliate code or a coupon code or free shipping. I don't have any of that before you say it. Do you have any? No, I don't. You get a discount for 2 things and it is paying in 2 different ways. And that's it. Other than that, I don't give you, because it doesn't matter. I have paid sticker price for everything I bought in my entire life and I've never asked for a refund once. You know why? Because I'm a conscious, living, breathing human being and I have free will. So if I chose to buy it, it's I chose to buy it. I don't ever go, can I get a refund because I didn't like it? Because I'm too fucking stupid to figure out that bacteriostatic water is required to mix a compound and that nobody gives you dosing instructions. Join the black card. Nobody tells you how to do it. Join the black card. Nobody, like, this is so easy to do. Here, I'll make it even easier. Nobody gave me instructions on how to do this stuff. Imagine all the research that would possibly be available from a doctor that you're looking at right now who's put out said research every fucking day for 90, at least probably 100 days, where if you bothered to fill out the Google form, I'm not asking you for anything for your firstborn. Put your email, ask. And by the way, any of you that have ever signed up, how many spam emails have you gotten? Put it in the comments here. I don't read them, but just put it in the comments. How many spam emails have you gotten from me? I'll answer. It's rhetorical. None. Zero. Why do you need my email then? Because I want it. That's why. Because I'm weird like that. I don't want feet pics. I want your email. That's where I'm at. That's what I have. I have OE, only emails. So that's how it works. But if you want, when it goes pay attention to the highlighted areas, it is black and white on how to do any of this stuff. Nobody gives it away like I do, man. I almost said nobody gives it up like I do, but that just makes me sound like a hoe. So I'm not gonna, yes, a dude can be a hoe. Your 30 trillion cells that you've got. Listen, let me talk about methylene blue. Methylene blue is the most kick-ass thing in the world. If you start talking about cancer, we're not gonna get along. I've been through cancer 4 times, so save it. Methylene blue is the most kick-ass thing you can ever take in your life. And it's easy, it's oral. Doesn't even taste bad, it tastes sweet. 30 trillion cells. You have 30 trillion little houses with furnaces or nuclear reactors inside. If you watch Eureka, it's like a nuclear generator. They have these things called mitochondria. They're your power plants. And right now, they suck. They're inefficient. They're leaky. They produce more exhaust fumes. Oxidative stress would be the easiest way to explain an exhaust fume. They produce more of that than the usable energy that's required. I have about 15 minutes to get this done, so I got to hit the afterburners. The usable energy is the ATP, and it's this dirty, broken system. Methylene blue is not a supplement. It's not. It is a artist at hostile takeovers. That's what it does. It doesn't ask for permission. It walks into your ETC, your electron transport chain, and it slaps the leaky electrons across the face, and it forces them back to work, and it says you're being a lazy shit. Go do your job. It is an electron cycler. It is the ultimate foreman on the job site that makes sure everybody does their job, doesn't just yell, it actually demands that you do it and makes them do it, cracks the fucking whip. The result isn't a boost. It is fundamentally rewiring the system. ATP production explodes on methylene blue. ATP, just so you know, is the cellular energy currency that all life in your body relies on, period. Low ATP, you ready? Listen to me. Low ATP, low everything, which means what is the foundation? What have we learned right now? Come on, stick with me. What have we put together? That's right. No, ATP is the foundation that is fundamentally required for every single operation and function in your entire damn body. When your ATP is low, everything else doesn't work. So you can fix from the top down, but it doesn't work so well. So ATP production skyrockets 30 to 70%. This is not caffeine. It's not this. This is cellular voltage. It's the difference between a dim flashlight and a laser. It lowers destructive oxidative stress while increasing beneficial oxidative stress, the hydrogen peroxide, H2O2, which forces your body to upregulate its own antioxidant systems, NRF2 pathway, if you really need to know. It doesn't mop the floor. It literally goes, I'm going to teach you how to mop the floor yourself. Teaches the floor to mop itself. I realize that might not make sense, but that's how badass this stuff is. Cerebral blood flow, oxygen utilization, BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. It's like brain fertilizer. They all skyrocket. They go through the roof. Your brain isn't just awake. You turned it into a weapon. I'll eat here. Oh, I'm touching my nose. I'm probably lying again. It's you guys and your weird stuff. That's why it's always fun. I'm going to keep mentioning it now just to make sure you're aware. I'm going to call this entire thing, I'll call this podcast the Shut Up and Do It. protocol. How about that? Shut up and do it. 15 to 30, hypothetically for my kangaroo experiment, 15 to 30 milligrams per day. Now, let me explain something. Technically, it should be more like 80 to 300 milligrams per day, split into about 3 doses. But start at 30 milligrams, split into 2 doses, 15 in the morning, 15 mid-afternoon. Start low, titrate up. Yeah, your urine's going to be blue. You know what that is? It's a receipt. It's a proof that it's working. I've peed blue in my toilet so many times, it's hilarious. Actually, it's funny. You just stare at it because you're like, that's really coming out of me. Now you need to override your metabolism in a way that's functional without over-revving and overdriving the engine, MOTS-C. So now you have the souped-up engine from the Methylene Blue, awesome. But if it's a gas-burning internal combustion engine and you're pouring diesel into it, you know what you still have? A clown car. It's not going to run at all. Metabolic inflexibility is what makes you soft. It makes you tired. It makes you weak. It makes you insulin resistant. Your body forgets how to burn fat. I see it all the time with clients that call me and ask me for help and hire me. That is one of the first things I see is your body has forgotten how to burn fat. So MOTS-C is the software update that deletes the buggy code that you've got going on in your system right now. Mitochondrial derived peptide. I've talked about this a lot, but let's see if I can get through this really quick. This is critical to understand. It is a message sent from the power plant, the mitochondria, directly to HQ, which is the cell's nucleus. And it does this to rewrite genetic expression. The command is singular. It's just one command alone. Turn on, activate, however you want to word it, AMPK. Now, this is why it's important. Activating AMPK is the biological equivalent of cranking down the fire alarm. It creates this beautiful, noisy, very productive panic. This stuff's wild. It violently shoves glucose into muscle cells. So now you've restored insulin sensitivity right off the bat. It mimics the effect of a 2-hour workout in a vial. It's not like SLU before you start comparing it to that. That's not what I'm talking about. But this is important to understand. Shoves glucose right into the muscles. It ignites fatty acid oxidation, which means it takes your stored fat and it commandeers it and it throws it into the furnace for fuel. And it says, burn this. It's an antidote to the Western diet, which is garbage that most of you guys are doing. You need a balance between Mediterranean and ketogenic diet. Put the Mediterranean and carnivore diet smashed together is the best diet I could possibly think of. MOTS-C is metabolic youth. Now, so listen, follow me. Methylene Blue is creating this torrent of energy, just this nonstop flood of energy. And MOTS-C ensures that the energy comes from just torching your tires, like just synergy. It does the job and it makes it work the way it's supposed to. Hypothetically, for my same kangaroo experiment that's already taking Methylene Blue, I would do 5 to 10 milligrams sub-Q in the fat, belly fat, 2 to 3 times a week. You can do 3 to 5 every other day. 3 to 5 milligrams every other day. Is it different for males and females? Not really. Not really. This isn't daily. You don't need it daily. There's a lot of these Reddit idiots that come out there, these imbeciles that are self-proclaimed experts that understand physiology precisely zero. And so I'm trying to give you this. You're sending a very powerful hormonal signal. So you have to understand these commands do a lot of things in your body. So when you throw the command, your body goes, got it. And it obeys. Let it run its course. So 3 times a week. 5 milligrams 3 times a week. You can go up to 10 if you want. It turns you into a super soldier. We're not done. We got one more. Now you need to set up the infrastructure to be able to withstand all this power and all the torque. BPC 157. This is where you essentially separate the men from the boys because you've built this Lambo engine. And the first thing that you do, you have the engine done, but now you have the transmission done. You have all this torque. Use my truck even, my diesel. It's got all this torque, but if the frame can't take the torque, I'm busting windshields and twisting up my frame. So you have to reinforce the damn frame because without it, you're going to vibrate the thing apart and blow it apart in the first turn that you hit. So high performance creates internal damage. Regardless, this is where a lot of people screw this up and they don't understand the synergistic effects of peptides and systemic optimization, systemic capitalization. High performance creates internal damage, which is inflammation is essentially what it is. Wear and tear. Most people accelerate straight into the breakdown lane and everything just disintegrates. And then they blame what they took instead of the fact that it's the user that's doing it. Don't blame the compound, blame the idiot that isn't doing it properly. BPC 157 is like a titanium set of bolts and frame reinforcement and a roll cage. It is everything. It keeps that thing so rigid, that thing doesn't move at all. It's body protection compound is what it is. None of this is optional. This is the force multiplier for the entire system. Let me explain how this works. Angiogenesis. So it builds new blood vessels. It creates nutrient superhighways to go to every single cell. So tendon, ligament, bone repair, upregulates growth hormone receptors in connective tissue. It heals at a rate that looks like a damn time lapse. time-lapse video. It's so effective. Gut healing. No, you do not take it orally. Do not talk to me about taking oral peptides. I don't know how many times I've talked about this. They don't work. It cannot work. It violates every law of human biology and physiology if you think that it works, and it doesn't. So that's like saying gravity doesn't exist specifically for you. Okay, magic boy, that's fine, but you're living in the world of delusion. I'm drinking coffee for everybody wondering why it just went silent. So gut healing. It seals leaky gut. Since your gut is about 80% of your immune system and the root of systemic inflammation, this is non-negotiable. BPC 157. Neuroprotective qualities. It offers neuroprotection, so it patches the blood-brain barrier and calms an overexcited nervous system that's just pissed off. And it even protects mitochondria, which is what you're firing up right now. So it creates this perfect closed-loop system with Methylene Blue. Now, does this make sense how they work synergistically together? Methylene Blue and MOTS-C are like the accelerator and the engine that's built to take it, and the NOS, right? The nitrous system. And BPC 157, I love cars, just bear with me. BPC 157 is the completely reinforced chassis, the racing suspension, the onboard the computer that keeps you glued to the road no matter what. And it makes the dominance of your body and your health sustainable for as long as you are on this planet, which is a very long time if you do this correctly. Hypothetically, same kangaroo experiment. If I'm going to run this experiment, 250 to 500 micrograms subcutaneous every single day, at least once, if not twice a day. Twice a day is not going to hurt you. Just so you know, if you're like, that's really expensive, that's a lot of injections. Welcome to the price of admission for a high performance life. You guys want the results, but you don't do the things required to get the results. It's the same people that go, I want to make $1 million, but you're not willing to make $500 your first month. I want to make $1 million my first month. That's why but you're not willing to suck at the beginning. Understand. So let me button this up. This is like the virtuous signal of high performance violence, because alone, all of these they're just a powerhouse. And together, it is a self-reinforcing ecosystem of human biological violence. It's controlled chaos. So follow me. You get the energy repairs, right? So Methylene Blue creates this flood of ATP. BPC 157 uses that ATP surplus to the bounty to fund its massive systemic construction projects in your body, fixing up all the micro damage. So you're not just making energy, you're directing it to building a much better factory. Now you have MOTS-C, which stabilizes blood glucose. It eliminates all those energy crashes you have at 2 o'clock where you just fall apart and you think you need another Red Bull. This is where it spins back together. This allows Methylene Blue's cognitive effects to manifest like laser focused, stable intensity, not this jittery coffee anxiety. And then you have resilience built into the system because BPC 157 heals the gut. So a healthy gut absorbs the nutrients necessary for capitalizing on mitochondrial function from the Methylene Blue, and then the metabolic health, MOTS-C. It fits this entire system. So this all feeds back into itself. And never mind the fact that the whole anti-aging property of this, just 3 little things. 3 little things. You guys take more crap in your morning that you bought from some Insta guru who said it's going to work. It made them awesome. And if they were going to take anything, this is the one thing they would do. Here's my affiliate code. Like, you are anti-aging, you are simultaneously reducing oxidative damage, Methylene Blue, right? Reversing metabolic decay, MOTS-C, and repairing the structural breakdown, BPC 157, you're not aging at all. You're upgrading the system. In fact, the more you use it, the stronger you get. Like, you guys get how powerful this is? And I can hear people whining right now. It's driving me nuts. I can just hear it right now. But the injections, I don't like needles. It's so extreme. Is there an oral version? What's extreme? Just so you know, regret. Watching your cognitive edge dull off and feeling your energy just drag and disappear year after year. That is a slow, painful extreme. There you go. You're welcome. You know what's expensive? Mediocrity. The cumulative cost of brain fog and missed opportunities and doctor's visits and chemistry supplements that do nothing. That's a fortune. That's expensive. This protocol is cheaper than your monthly coffee fucking bill and habit that you have at Starbucks for $8 a coffee and your low fat, whatever, vanilla, like whatever garbage you guys drink, non-fat vanilla triple shot, extra pump, slightly hot latte with some kind of soy foam on it for $12 that you lie to yourself about. Go, at least it's healthy. While you are 80 pounds overweight and you break chairs when you sit on them with that seat warmer that you carry around, this is 1,000 times more effective and overall far less money. The fear mongering around peptides is based on ignorance. On any of this stuff, it's based on ignorance. These are sequences of amino acids that your body already knows. We're just administering them in this very targeted and effective dose. Methylene Blue has a 100-year safety profile. 100 years? Nobody listening to this podcast right now is 100 years old. The only risk is your own complacency. That's it. Listen, by the way, stop buying from idiots with affiliate codes that tell you to buy it because they have "Trust Me, Bro" written in anything they do. At least listen to people. I don't care. Like I said, go to Elite. Whatever. Just don't buy from these bozos that they care more about whether or not you paid versus whether or not it worked. So here, let me explain how this works in a very concise Cliff Notes version. Methylene Blue, you can run it long-term. Just listen to your body. Because people are going to ask you, well, how long can I do this? So you do 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 months? Can I do it forever? Listen, I got you. Relax, breathe. Methylene Blue, long-term, forever. Just listen to your body. Stop worrying about pissing blue. It's a party trick. Tell the girl you like, hey, you want to see something cool? And then just go do something with it. MOTS-C, I don't know. Tell them you're a superhero. MOTS-C, I would go 12 weeks on, 4 weeks off. BPC 157, long-term, forever. Worst case scenario, if it's for an injury, 4 to 8 weeks, but then your dosage radically changes and you're taking that with TB and GHKCU and maybe PEG and KPV. There's more to it than that, right? Because if it's just injury, if all you're taking is BPC 157, you're leaving a lot on the table for an injury. But for this, long-term, forever. If it's targeted repair, it's something different. This is easier than you think. By the way, I'll even help you with this. Insulin syringes, 29 gauge, 30 gauge, 31 gauge. Stop getting in my comments and telling me which one works better. Nobody cares. 29 gauge. There you go. Amazon, sub-Q, belly fat, love handles. This little tiny, I don't have much, but this little belly fat that you got here. Don't stick it in your eye or in your cheek or in your chin or in your thigh or wherever else. Sub-Q, not IM, ever. The only thing you take intramuscular, anabolic steroids, and cerebrolysin. You're welcome. Swab it with alcohol. Pinch the fat, pop the needle in, inject, and you're done. It is 30 seconds of mild discomfort for a lifetime of performance. If you feel like getting blood work done, get blood work done. You don't have to. Check your hormones and your lipids and check every 6 months, track the data. You're the CEO of your body. Fucking act like it. You guys outsource your body to somebody else and then go, I don't know, they care more about me than I do. No, they don't. They go home at 5 o'clock. No, they don't. You know who's out here all the time making sure your body's okay? Your mind is okay? This doctor right here with the Spartan hat on. Listen, and get smart. Stack this with a lifestyle that actually works. Like force multiply this in the right way. Be responsible. I don't even know why I have to say this because some of you guys go, so I had some guy go, if I take retatrutide, what happens if I take Reta and I still eat like an asshole? Asking that question makes you an asshole. There's your answer. What are you, retarded? Get out of here. I'm probably going to get static for saying, because like, oh, we don't use the R word. I'm a product of the 80s. I say gay and faggot and retarded and nobody's offended. Why? Because we're adults. You guys, and you're like, oh, they're words. They hurt me. Get out of here. This protocol doesn't replace your sleep. It multiplies the value of sleep. It doesn't replace any heavy lifting or weight training. If you think you can just go for a walk and that's going to end all be all, you're wrong. Multiplies the effect or the recovery from weight training, which is when you make your progress. It doesn't replace a good diet. It goes back to eating like an asshole. Multiplies the metabolic effect of that diet, which is what I said. The Mediterranean/carnivore hybrid would be the best. This system takes your good habits and turns them into exceptional results. It takes exceptional results and turns them into elite outcomes. That's the best way to look at this. So listen, where are you in 5 years is the question you should probably ask. Because the wellness crowd that's probably listening to this, the wellness crowd is 5 years older. That's it. That's all you are. 5 years older. That's all you are. A little more tired, having spent thousands of dollars on your super green powders and your weird methylated supplements and your methylated B vitamins and your genetic testing and your cryotherapy that did jack and shit and Jack left town. You are nowhere versus you're sharper. If you've done this, you're sharper, you're stronger, you're faster, you're more powerful, you're more cognitive, you have much more executive function in your brain. You're not only a better version of yourself, you've preserved your potential. And in fact, you haven't just done that, you've expanded it. You've hacked the decay curve of your own biology. Listen, let me explain this very quickly. The world is run by those who show up, right? Not those who show up standing on the skinny pedal doing donuts in the parking lot. You need to remember that because that's how we used to be. And somehow the world has forgotten all that. But the world is run by the people who are willing to stand on the skinny pedal and forget they even have a fucking brake. All gas, no brakes. You get to do this once, so you better make it count. And if you're going to make it count so you can keep going for 100 years, it is not run by those who show up tired and foggy and broken, upset and bitter and full of anxiety and depression and on all the medication. It is owned and run by those who show up clear and powerful and energized, resilient and willing to keep on going. That's how you show up. That's how you win this whole thing. If your business is struggling, your marriage is struggling, your life is struggling, everything is struggling, you need to look at the machine that is making it easy for you to stay at the bottom. Fix the machine. This is taking over, right? This is how you take over your own system. Like the conversation is done. You have the protocol. It's live. You're welcome. So maybe just go out and break something, preferably all of your previous limits. Anyway, I hope you got something out of that. I got to go. Never miss.